Under the heading Vatikach Miriam Hanaviyah, Rashi, in his commentary, draws upon two midrashic sources. The first comes from a Gemara in Sotah, Daf Yud Bet Amud Bet. There is also a Davar Acher, a second source drawn from the Mechilta. In the first part of the commentary, he appears to paraphrase the information contained in Gemara Sotah. Rashi rhetorically asks, Heichan nit nava'ah? In light of the fact that we describe Miriam as a Neviah, a prophetess, on the surface at least, there is nothing in the first 15 chapters of Sefer Shemot in which we find Miriam offering any form of nevuah. For that matter, there is no nevuah to be found other than that from Moshe Rabbeinu, who speaks in the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in his discussions with the Bnei Israel and with Paro. Hence the question, Heichan nit nava'ah? Where is there any evidence for Miriam doing anything that would justify this descriptive of her? Rashi answers, K'shahayta achot Aharon, kodem shenolad Moshe, referring to information not specifically recorded in the Chumash, but inferred from within the text. Miriam, the eldest of Amram's 3 children, prophesied at a time when she was Nachot Aharon, but not Nachot Moshe, in that Moshe was, at the time of the prophecy, not yet born. Prior to the birth of Moshe Rabbeinu, Amra, she said, in the form of prophecy, that Atida imi shteled ben, etc., that at some point in time in the future, my mother will give birth to a son, a brother to myself and Aharon, etc. The entire sequence of events, Kedeita, are recorded in Sotah Daf Yud Bet Amud Bet. In other words, she prophesied regarding the birth of a child to Yochevet and Miriam, her parents, and this child will bring about a fulfillment of the promises made at the Brit Ben HaBetarim regarding the end of the 400 years of exile. Rashi then quotes a Davar Acher, another interpretation, for the words Achot Aaron, whereas in the first option, the inclusion of the descriptive that she was the sister of Aharon comes to inform us of the time frame in which Miriam was a Neviah. With the Mechilta's explanation, the inclusion of the words Achot Aaron relates to a special relationship that she and Aharon had, an event that was to take place in the future, and is recorded in Bamidbar Yud Bet. This was the incident in which both Aharon and Miriam were critical of Moshe's actions. This criticism was termed Lashon Hara. Miriam was struck down with leprosy. Aharon interceded on her behalf, and after 7 days, she was cured of her leprosy. Lefisha Masar Nafsho Aleha Kshenitz Tara'a. When she was struck down with leprosy, Tzara'at, it was he, Aharon, who was willing to self-sacrifice himself on her behalf, and on account of this ultimate commitment to his sister, Nikra'at al Shmo. She, Miriam, is linked to him, Aharon. With option 1, the Gemara in Sotah, the descriptive of Miriam being the Achot Aharon relates to the time frame. With option 2, the Mechilta, it points to a brother-sister bonding when Miriam became critically ill with Tzara'at. Before moving on to the set of 6 questions that the Rebbe poses with respect to this commentary of Rashi, we will digress for a moment and look at the actual text and context of the interpretation provided in Gemara Sotah.